Guys, welcome back to another episode of Purple Conversations. I hope you're having an amazing week and you will continue to have an amazing week, day, night, whenever you're seeing this, and know that you are fully seen, fully known, fully loved, and blessed and covered. This week, as God always does, talks to me through very unconventional ways. I was cleaning my house and I was getting frustrated because I'm like, why do I have to do this every single day? I have children, and my children enjoy making messes because they're learning and exploring, and cleaning is an everyday job, right? And I was cleaning, I was like, oh, this gets so annoying. I gotta do this every single day. And the Holy Spirit whispered, it's the same thing with your heart and your soul, which is why God commands us to renew our minds every single day. Because just like your house gets dirty, especially if you have children, or just by nature of living, your house gets dirty and you have to clean it and be consistent with doing what you need to do to maintain your space. If you want a clean home, if you want a clean space, it's the same thing with your heart, your mind, your soul. We have to be intentional about cleaning that out every single day, because just as dust, just by nature of living, dirt comes in. Just by nature of interacting with people, just by nature of opening and closing the doors to your home, dust blows in, dirt gets in. And it's the same thing with our heart. Every day we sit and we scroll on social media, or we're listening to the type of music or the movies that we're watching or the conversations we're entertaining. That's dust. Now that dirt can be dirt to feed your soul, or it can make fruitful ground based on what you're listening to, what you're entertaining, the conversations you're having, the lifestyle you're living. Or it can be dirt that comes in to just make a mess and make your space dirty and cluttered and feel heavy. So what kind of dirt? Because anyway you take it, you're going to be entertaining dirt. You're going to be dealing with dirt. Just by nature of living, something is going to be coming in. But by the renewing of our minds, by the purging of our systems, by the being intentional with the environments that we go into, and who and what we let into our space, will be what determines what kind of dirt we end up dealing with. Are we dealing with dirt that's just going to pile on top of us to bury us and make our space cluttered, or make our hearts heavy, make our conversations mucky, or mind muddy, or hearts loaded? Or is it going to be soil that comes in and that's moist and textured and ripe and ready to receive seed, to bear fruit? Or are we bearing weeds? All of that. And that's what the Holy Spirit was talking to me about while I was cleaning my house. He's like, this is the same way that you have to be consistent with cleaning your home, with wiping down your tables, with dusting your home, with sweeping out all this stuff. You have to be consistent with the same thing that you do with your mind and your heart and your ear gates. These are all doorways: your ear gates, your eye gates, your mouth gates, all the things that we ingest and take in, the things that we listen to, the people that we allow to speak into us, the thoughts that we allow to fester, the music that we allow to seep in, the conversations that we allow to perpetuate our minds and we entertain. Even if you're not the one who instigates it, once you start becoming a part of it, that seeps into you. And whether you think it or don't, or you're conscious about it, these conversations, these words that you're letting permeate your mind and your spirit and your soul are the ones that are making the decisions for you. They're creating the biases. They're creating the beliefs that you're forming. So what is feeding you? What kind of dirt are you letting in? Are you letting in rich soil that's coming seasoned with grace? Or are you letting in dirt and dust that's coming in to clutter and bury your space? So you feel heavy, you feel muggy, you feel drained, you feel weight. He says, my burden is easy, my yoke is light. So it does not mean you won't be burdened, but what kind of burden are you carrying? Because life is going to life. He says it rains on the just and the unjust. So nobody's going to escape difficulty. Nobody's going to escape life being heavy sometimes. But what kind of weight are you carrying? Is it weight that is creating good soil, or is it weight that's just waste? And something that you need to be intentional about sweeping out and cleaning out, and being intentional about closing the door, closing the windows, closing the access points that the dust and the dirt is getting into your space, heart and mind space. Not just your physical home, but the body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. What are you having the Holy Spirit live with? What are you entertaining in your home? The home of your heart, the home of your mind. So I'm just sharing the insight that the Holy Spirit brought into me, that I had to do inventory for myself, to go through and be much more intentional about what am I listening to, what movies am I watching, what series am I entertaining right now, what conversations am I having, who am I giving permission to speak into me, whose voice am I listening to, what am I rehearsing in my own mind. And I had to do an inventory, and I had to do some sweeping out, and I had to do some door closing, and I had to do some reevaluations, and I had to do some recommitments, because then after you sweep it out, you have to replace it. Because getting rid of the mess without then putting preventative measures in place just means that it's cleaner for more things to come in. So when you get rid of the old dirt, you now have to replace it with rich soil, which means you're spending time in your word, which means you're listening. Even if you don't get to sit down and physically read your Bible, replace the podcasts that were toxic, replace that with podcasts that are positive. The books that you would have been reading that were sexually driven, replace that with books that are now feeding your spirit and your mind. The conversations that you would have been having, exchange that for positive conversations. The perspectives that you had were thinking that the glass is just always half empty. Pay attention to the fact that it's half full. Shift your perspective, shift the things that you are allowing to feed your soul, and you'll feel so much lighter, because life is going to life. It's going to get heavy. It's going to get hard. None of us, whether you're a believer or an unbeliever, are going to escape lifing, because just by the very nature of living, dirt and dust is gonna come in. We're gonna have to deal with dirt. We're gonna have to deal with soil. It is just a matter of what are we bearing fruit from? What kind of soil do we have? What kind of dirt are we dealing with? Is it muggy and muddy and slushy and weighting you down, or is it rich, mineral filled soil that can bear positive fruit? What kind of fruit are you passing on to others? Is it sour and bitter, or is it sweet and fruitful and pleasant? What is your demeanor when you walk into a room? What is your demeanor when you interact with people? Is it always negative and complaining, or are you pouring life into first yourself? Because it says out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. So what's in your heart? Do an inventory. Take the time to do an inventory today and test your soil. Test the dirt. And be intentional about cleaning that out. Be intentional about closing those access points. Be intentional about examining, what am I really giving power over my life, over the condition of my heart, the condition of my mind. I love you. Have an amazing day, and I would love to hear from you about your soil, about what you've examined for yourself, and the things that you're going to do to replace the old with the new, and the renewing of your mind every single day. I love you. Be good.